All right, welcome back to SOAR class. I am Miss Fookmanic. SOAR stands for Science of the Ocean, the Air, and Robotics. And today we are going to do some science, okay? We are going to start with a book.
I'm so happy because I want to be a scientist.
Awesome. We're going to start with the book Ada Twist Scientist, and then we're going to do a little simple experiment together today, okay? So here we go. Ada Twist Scientist by Andrea Beatty, illustrated by David Roberts. Ada Marie said not a word till the day she was 3. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world, but not making a sound. She learned how to climb and made her big break with the trail of chaos left in her wake. She ran through the day, chasing each sound in sight, and didn't slow down till she conked out at night. Her parents were frazzled, but tried not to freak as Ada grew bigger and still did not speak. Clearly, young Ada, with lots in her head, would have something to say when it ought to be said. That's just what happened when Ada turned 3. She tore through the house on a fact-finding spree and climbed up the clock just as high as she could. Her parents yelled, "Stop!" as all good parents would. Ada's chin quivered, but she did not cry. She took a deep breath, and she simply asked, "Why? Why does it tick and why does it talk? Why don't we call it a granddaughter clock? Why are there pointy things stuck to a rose? Why are there hairs up inside of your nose?" She started with why, and then what, how, and when. By bedtime, she came back to why once again. She drifted to sleep as her dazed parents smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child, who wanted to know what the world was about. They kissed her and whispered, "You'll figure it out." Her parents kept up with their high-flying kid, whose questions and chaos both grew as she did. Why? What? How? When? Why? What is it for? Why won't it? What does it do? How soon is it now? How can I find out? Why does it? When will it? Will it be the same? Will it? What? When? What if? Even Miss Greer found her hands were quite full when young Ada's chaos wreaked havoc at school. But this much was clear about Miss Ada Twist. She had all the traits of a great scientist. Ada was busy that first day of spring, testing the sounds that make mockingbirds sing, when a horrible stench whacked her right in the nose, a pungent aroma that curled up her toes. "Zowie," said Ada, which got her to thinking, "what is the source of that terrible stinking? How does a nose know there's something to smell? And does it still stink if there's no nose to tell?" She rattled off questions and tapped on her chin. She'd started the start where she ought to begin. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Ada loved best. Ada did research to learn all she could of smelling and smells, both the stinky and good. One hypothesis Ada thought could be true. The terrible stink came from Dad's cabbage stew. She tested and tested, and soon Ada knew it was time to come up with hypothesis 2. And zowie, the stink struck again, just like that. Hypothesis 2, it's caused by the cat. The cat couldn't make such a stink on its own. It needed perfume and some fancy cologne. So young Ada tested. The test was a flop. She started again, but her parents yelled, "Stop!" That poor cat. Ada Marie, to the thinking chair now. By the time we count 3. "Enough," said her mother. "That's it," said her dad. Her parents were frustrated, frazzled, and mad. "Why?" Ada questioned. Her mother said, "No." "What?" Ada queried. Her father said, "Go. You've ruined our supper. You've made the cat stink. Enough with your questions. Now sit there and think." She looked at her parents. Her heart turned to goo. Poor Ada Twist didn't know what to do. She sat all alone by herself in the hall, and Ada once more could say nothing at all. And so Ada sat, and she sat, and she sat, and she thought about science and Stu and the cat and how her experiments made such a big mess. Does it have to be so? Is that part of success? Are messes a problem? And while she was thinking, what was the source of that terrible stinking? Ada Marie, what did scientists do? She asked a small question, and then she asked two. And each of those led her to 3 questions more, and some of those questions resulted in 4. As Ada got thinking, she really dug in. She scribbled her questions and tapped on her chin. She started at why, and then what, how, and when. And at the end of the hall, she reached why once again. Oh boy. Her parents calmed down and they came back to talk. They looked at the hallway and just had to gawk. No patch of bare paint could be seen on the wall. The thinking chair now was the great thinking hall. They watched their young daughter and sighed as they did. What would they do with this curious kid who wanted to know what the world was about? They smiled and whispered, "We'll figure it out." And that's what they did, because that's what you do when your kid has a passion and heart that is true. They remade their world. Now they're all in the act of helping young Ada sort fiction from fact. She asks lots of questions. How could she resist? It's all in the heart of a young scientist. And as for that smell, what can Ada Twist do but learn all she can with her friends in grade 2? Will they discover the stink that curls toes? Well, that is the question. And someday, who knows? All right, so that is Ada Twist, scientist. And she is a curious kid. And scientists are curious. They just want to know why. And we're all scientists because we all ask questions. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the scientific method. And I have that up here. And all it is a process that scientists go through. And we're going to go through it today too. So the very first thing we do is we ask a question: who, what, where, when, why, how. And then we form a hypothesis. And a hypothesis is just a really fancy word for a guess, a good guess. If I was going to look out the window today and ask what the weather's going to be, a good guess might be it's sunny or it's windy or it's rainy, but snowing probably is not the best guess because I know what the weather's been like, although it's been cold this morning. The experiment is going to be what we actually do. That's the fun part. Then we're going to collect our data. So we're going to do our experiment and collect our information. We're going to analyze it, and then we get to share what we found. So today, for our experiment, we are going to need a piece of paper. So I just want you to grab a regular piece of paper. It could be anything you have. I have computer paper. You could have writing paper, drawing paper, construction paper, whatever you've got. And my question is going to be, because our first step is to ask a question, my question is going to be, how many times can I fold a piece of paper in half? So I want you to think in your head, how many times can I fold a piece of paper in half? And what I want you to do with whatever you have to write on, I want you to write your hypothesis on your paper. So write it nice and big. And we're gonna hold it up to me. So if I think I can fold my piece of paper in half 10 times, I'm gonna write a 10 and I'm gonna hold it up, okay? Because I'm gonna write down these results. I'm gonna write down your hypothesis. So once you have your paper, just hold it up. You do not need to have 10. That was just my guess.
Miss McManus,
Yeah.
what's a hypothesis?
A hypothesis is a guess. So how many times do you think we can fold our piece of paper in half?
I think 7 times.
Okay, write down your guess, your hypothesis, and hold it up to the screen.
This is my guess.
right.
7.
Hold them up and hold them still. I see 7. I see 13. I see 5. I see 2. What else? If I didn't say your number, hold it up again. I see 12. I see 28. I see 4. 11. 15. 100. 6. I don't think we have that down. 22. All right, I'll write a couple more down. I see some different numbers. 1,333. That's a big number. All right, 16. All right, if I did not get your number, I apologize. I see 1. My paper is full. So go ahead and set your paper down. And here is a list of some of the hypotheses. I know I didn't get all of them, but just remember what yours is. I'm gonna put this over here on my board for my
That's like the biggest
our
number.
question is, how many times can we fold this piece of paper in half? So now we have to do our experiment. So now we're actually going to do it. So I want you to take your paper and we're gonna fold it in half. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna fold it in half and we need to count how many times we do it. So that was 1. Now we have to fold it in half again. So I'm gonna fold it this way, kind of like a book. How small it's getting very quickly. That was 2.
3.
Okay, I'm gonna fold it again in half. And if you fold it a different direction, that's fine too.
4.
That is 3.
5.
Oh my goodness.
6.
I'm gonna fold it in half again. 4. It's getting really small. Can we fold it in half again? Oh,
This is how I know.
that's 5. Gotta use those muscles. Okay, we'll fold it in half again. Oh, 6.
My God, boy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Can anybody fold it a 7th time?
me.
My fingers aren't strong enough to fold it.
I did.
Did you?
I did too.
I don't think we
I
can do it 8
folded
times,
it
though, can
7
we?
times. I did 15 and then I did 7.
Okay.
I think he can't. But that was so
Well, it
hard.
looks like we can fold it in half 6 or 7 times, right?
I folded it 7 times.
100 times? No way. It
11
small.
times.
We couldn't even do 11 or 12 or 13. So
11.
we made our guess, we did our experiment, and now we collected the data.
I did.
6 or 7, and then we analyze it, so
1,
we think about it,
2, 3, 4,
and we can share
5,
our results.
6,
Now,
7. I did it easier. I like folded it one way. You should have folded it like and then folded it like that, and then easier.
Oh yeah,
That would be so easier. And I folded it 7 times.
you did. Awesome.
I can actually cover my nose.
I'm all done. I did.
I only have one eye.
Teacher.
Yeah.
I kind of made this a little fan.
Nice.
Teacher.
Very good. All right. I have another question. This was just a regular piece of paper. What would happen if I had a giant piece of paper? Could I fold it more times? Give me a thumbs up if yes, I can fold it more times, and a thumbs down if no way. All right, I see a lot of thumbs up. I see a couple thumbs down. Should we try it? I know you don't have giant paper, so you're just gonna watch me and help me count it, okay? So, I have a big piece of paper. Can I fold this way more than 6 or 7 times? All right. So that is our hypothesis, that it's going to be more than 6 or 7 times. Okay, now we have to do our experiment. Help me count this. Okay, here's 1.
2, 3,
Still pretty
4,
big.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I gotta fold it again. Here is
1, 2,
2.
2,
Oh, it's getting smaller. Here is 3.
4,
4.
5,
5.
It is my birthday.
Uh-oh. 6.
6,
It's getting thick.
7,
Oh,
7,
7.
11.
I can't get it an 8th time, guys. I think I maxed out at 7 folds. So isn't that crazy? Even though it was gigantic, this one still only did 7. I wonder.
Hey, you should fold it, like, fold it, like, you should, like, unfold it.
Unfold it?
This is
Yeah, you should unfold it. Like, go all the way to a big paper, and then just do it one by one. Like, fold it, like,
This is
Like all the same direction, like a fan?
yeah, like I made
Okay,
just a teeny fan.
we'll check that. Here's 1. I can fold it long ways. 2. I'll fold it long ways again. 3.
I go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Fancy free, so you have to do it square.
4.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
5.
12, 13,
I don't think I can fold it anymore that way. I'm gonna have to go this
15,
way
18.
now.
Oh,
6.
I did 27.
hey!
Oh, I did get 8 out of that one.
Oh, you can't get 9. You could just only
9.
get.
I got 8.
You did it! You did it! You could
All right.
get 8 with
Good.
that.
That was a good idea.
I just made a
What if
little
I have
fan.
a tiny piece of paper?
1.
What if I have a piece of paper this big? It's gonna be different.
It's so
Let's see.
teeny.
Can you help me count this one? Here's
1,
1. 2. This is already tiny. 3.
3. You can still fold it?
I can. You know why? It's not so thick. 4. 5. You can
5. It's like the teeniest paper ever.
Yeah.
This is
6. I can't get it the 7th time. So it looks like all the paper we've tried, we've been able to do 6, 7, or 8 times.
You did it 8 times by folding it one by one like I did.
Yeah.
I hit 7.
I
But
wonder,
this
I don't have other papers with me right now, but
and
if
I folded this, that would be 8.
very good. Okay, I want you to listen. If you have other kinds of paper at home,
11.
give it a try. What if you have a piece of newspaper?
11.
That's really thin. I wonder how many times you could do it. Or if you have a thick piece of paper or construction paper.
I'm gonna make
Or
a
a-
flake
What
layer.
about a little square of toilet paper? Wonder how many times you could fold that. So you can keep experimenting and trying it on your own.
I can't believe I'm in a science class and I'm gonna be a scientist.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna be a scientist.
All right. Before we wrap up, I know you're probably getting hungry for lunch. I am.
Yeah, I am.
I am getting hungry for lunch.
Are you?
Me
Tomorrow-
too. I have a little breakfast. I feel like the teeniest breakfast ever.
I already have
Hold on 1 second. and I'll
Everybody
answer
be
your
quiet.
question, okay? Tomorrow, if you can come back, bring some more paper. We're going to do some different kinds of experiments. And we're going to start learning a little bit about outer space, okay? And we'll do a little experiment tomorrow too. So bring some paper and some pencils or a pencil and maybe some crayons. Okay? Thank you guys for coming. If you want to stay and ask questions or
Hey,
chat,
can
go
I
ahead.
can I
If you want to head out, that's fine too. Okay?
can I please tell you something?
Yes.
This is how I say goodbye in my own class. That's with Miss Morning. I said, I'll see you later, alligator.
Nice. All right, I see some hands. Ian, you have a question?
Bye.
Up here.
Can I please go?
Yeah.
Give me tea.
Bye, guys.
She said bye.
Give me tea.